What is up, guys? Amp here, bringing you my very first movie review episode. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this yet. In the title, I assume I'm just going to put something really simple. Sorry about the glitch in the film there. I just noticed that. Anyway, let's get started with a little bit of news right before I jump in, because there's some pretty big news concerning Call of Duty franchise. Modern Warfare 3 some details of Modern Warfare 3 have been leaked. The official teaser trailer has gone up, so you can check out links to those in the description. It's very, very spoilerish, especially to the campaign. There's a bunch of screenshots that Kotaku has access to, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, go ahead and click on the link in the description. Otherwise, avoid it and wait for the true reveals at E3 and such events. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get into my movie review. For this week, it's going to be for Thor, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, this is my first episode of this series, and it's not going to be that great. Going over my notes, it's not going to be too structured. I'm going to go a little bit more with freeform about what I want to talk about with this movie. And I guess the very first thing I want to mention is the sort of the scale I'm going to be using. I feel that like a number scale is going to be very hard to stick to, because I feel like when you start just arbitrarily giving somebody a number assigned to how good you think the movie is, then it's really like solidifying your position, or your opinion on that, and I don't feel like I want to do that as much. And it also kind of restricts what you can do after that, like what kind of movies you can rate that high of a score or higher after that. So I really don't want to restrict myself in that way. So I'm going to stick to the system where I go with buy it, see it, or rent it. So when I say buy it, I say get the DVD when it comes out, or digital copy on iTunes, or whatever, however you access your movies. The next one is see it, and that's pretty much just go to the theater and see it, because seeing stuff in 3D especially is going to be definitely a lot better in a movie setting, a theater setting. So keep that in mind. And the last one is rent it. Obviously, there's a lot of people using Netflix nowadays, that sort of thing. So keep in mind that renting it is pretty simple for a lot of people, and so that's definitely going to be a viable option for a lot of these movies, if they aren't as if they aren't necessary to see in theaters. All right, now that we've got that system worked out, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the movie. I'm going to quickly go over some quick points, and then I'll expand on those each as I go through them, and then go to some final thoughts and a verdict. So first, I want to talk about the acting. The two main roles in this movie are played by Chris Hemsworth, who's Thor, and Natalie Portman, and she plays, I can't remember the name of her character, but she plays the female lead role and the love interest of Thor. And so I thought overall the acting in this movie was pretty good. Um, Seeing Chris Hemsworth as Thor when he's like first immortal, when he comes to Earth, it was kind of an awkward way for him to be I mean, it's just sort of an awkward place to see a person acting in. But I'm not a huge, like, I don't go that deep into the film stuff. Like I've said in some previous commentaries, I'm a lot about the entertainment value of it. So obviously I want to talk about certain things like this, like the acting and that sort of thing, but it's not going to be my forte. My forte is going to be, was this entertaining to me, how so, and would I recommend it to you? So I quickly wanted to make sure I mentioned that I thought that they did a pretty decent job at the acting in this film. Obviously, it's not Natalie Portman's best work. I definitely thought her acting was superb in Black Swan. Um, and that was just a really good movie overall, and I'm glad it won the Academy Awards it did. All right, now that we're done with the actors themselves, there were some kind of weird characters in the movie, but obviously you got to have that sort of comedy background, the sort of backdrop in the entire scale of the film, of the plot. So I understand those characters, but it was kind of weird, some of the characters they had in this film. And keep in mind, I'm also going to try to not spoil this for you guys, so um, you don't have to worry about that too much. Some movies I might, because it's a lot easier to go into the story, but I assume most of you who are really interested in this movie probably are already going to see it, because you're into the whole Marvel comics and the Avengers stuff, so I assume you know part of the story already anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so those are the main actors. Obviously, there's some recurring roles from other Avengers films, like the agent from Shield and such. Pretty good roles to fit in there in the overall universe. All right, so next up, we're going to talk about the genre, and that is action film, pretty much. Superhero film, obviously, but action is the main role. Um, I thought it did really well as an action film. Now, I've really recently seen Fast Five, which I might do another movie review on as well, and that was a big action film. Thor had a lot of fighting sequences as well, and I think it did those, executed those pretty well. Um, and the special effects were definitely pretty awesome in this movie. So I'm gonna give it overall like an A, I guess. I don't want to go too much into that whole scale system anyway. Next up, I wanted to talk about surroundings of this film, and obviously it's going to be tying all these Avengers movies together. So stay after the credits. I'm just going to say that much. Stay after the credits, which is another good reason why you might want to go see it, so that you can see that firsthand instead of renting the movie a couple months from now. And my final statement I'm going to say, since we got to kind of wrap up this video, is that it's no Iron Man, but it's still a solid Avengers movie, still a solid superhero movie. But I honestly think that no other superhero movie coming out soon is going to match the original Iron Man. That was just an awesome film. Okay, so my final verdict, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, it's a C. I want you guys to go see it if you're interested in this movie and what I had to say about it. You'll want to be able to keep up with the whole Avengers universe, so that when the Avengers film comes out in the next few years, I believe it's next year, you'll be ready for it because it's just around the corner. And you have Captain America coming out this summer and another Batman movie, which isn't Marvel, but it's still in this same sort of realm. So yeah, I'll see you guys Wednesday and Friday.